There's a consensus that the most important people in my life, want me to run.
The clearest glimpse yet as to whether former Vice President Joe Biden will run. By early polling standards, he would have the most name recognition in a growing field of Democratic contenders who are eyeing the White House. But Biden told the crowd that there are hurdles that must be crossed before making that final decision. Besides his family's approval, Biden talked about how different the landscape of a presidential campaign looks since he and President Obama were on the ticket in 2008, especially in terms of social media.
We've been getting briefings from the most advanced people in the country who run these major platforms and telling us what we need, what kind of organizational structure we'd have, and it's a massive undertaking.
It's a far cry from what New Hampshire Democrats heard from Biden in 2017 when he spoke at a state Democratic dinner, adamantly saying he wasn't running at the time. Today, a different tone, speaking in hypotheticals, like the type of campaign plan he would want to form, saying it would have to represent who we want to be as a country.
Made up of women and men and African Americans, Hispanic, Latinos, Asian. I mean, it's to reflect who I am.
Now, Biden said if he were to run, he would also want to fund the campaign on his own terms, which he says means no super PAC money. That earned him some applause from the crowd. He did not specify any sort of timeline on when he would announce a potential run, but says he is in the, quote, final stages of that decision.